today I'm going to show you how to sow your seeds in milk jugs, even if it is a complete blizzard outside. Let's get to it. We are at the Long Island Native Plant Initiative.
So we've got a nice table of some potting soil here. I'm just going to break up these big clumps and we're going to fill up our base.
So what should people know about when it comes to winter sowing? I mean, what kind of potting soil is this? Is this garden soil?
This is like a special seed starting mix. So it's nice and light so that the new roots can really get in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fill this like kind of most of the way up. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to come over and we're going to pick out some seeds.
Oh, what kind of seeds are we picking out today, Mary?
So these are native seeds. So they were born and raised here. And the reason we do this kind of planting in the winter is because native seeds need to go through a cold and warm periods. They need to kind of freeze and thaw to help their little coats crack open.
So you're just scraping it? Is that what's happening?
There's all the little seeds all along, and you just rubbing them against the screen so that they fall into the pail. Oh, wow. Like, as you can see, there's still a lot of other stuff that falls into the pail too, so it gets separated again and again.
Okay, cool.
We have the great goldenrod, and we have some wild indigo.
Oh, wow.
And some Maryland golden aster. Native plants provide food and housing for so many of our insects, our native bees and butterflies. Also, though, native plants are really special because their roots are extra deep.
They're so much easier to take care of, right?
100%. They actually take care of themselves. Yeah, you do very little for them. If they're planted in the right place, they will take care of themselves, and they'll just come. Most of them are perennials. They'll come back every year. You'll see them covered with butterflies and bees. So they're just really beautiful. I'm gonna take a little handful and just kind of sprinkle it on. And then I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know the technical word, I'm gonna say scrumple it around a little bit.
Yeah, let's scrumple as much as you can, guys. Scrumple your seeds.
So you don't want them too deep, but you want to kind of press them in there and just maybe sprinkle a little bit of the dirt on top so that they can be in there.
And should you mix and match, or is it okay?
If you wanted to, you could plant a few species together. I usually like to do one species at a time just so I know what's coming up in the jug. And then I will put a little, I'm going to mark the jug just so that I know what it is.
Yeah, how important is that? Because I always don't mark my jugs, and then I worry, and then I wonder what's in it, spring.
Because honestly, one of the reasons to do this kind of sowing in a jug is so that you know what's there. You could also just take the seeds and scatter them on the ground. But then you won't know necessarily what's coming up. And seedlings are a little hard to identify, so it's nice to know what it is. I'll just tape it, and you can just even put like one little piece of tape on it. You want to make sure you leave the cap off because that's how the rain is going to get in.
Oh.
And that's it. You just wet it and stick it outside. You want to make sure you put them right away outside. Sometimes people will leave them inside for a little bit. You don't want to do that because they will start sprouting and then they won't be able to make it outside. Yeah. So while they're set up like this, you can just stick it right outside. And that's it.
And how many times do you water? Do you have to water a lot?
You don't have to water it at all. It's going to get rained on and snowed on, and nature will do the rest. That's one of the great things about native plants. It's unless you put it in the wrong place, you kind of can't really go wrong. They're meant to be here, so they're gonna figure it out. I'm not a very good gardener. I can't grow. I can't grow.
That's not
vegetables.
true, guys.
I can't grow vegetables. I can't grow anything that really needs me to take care of it. And that's why when I discovered native plants, I'm like, oh, this is the gardening for me. I don't have to do anything but appreciate them.
Mary told me that yellow wild indigo is a beautiful native plant and has these beautiful yellow blooms. So I'm going to sow them now. I'm really excited to see what they look like in the spring. I always thought that I had to put it around, but what Mary says, you just have to tape it just like that. And I guess that's good because it allows airflow.
Winter sowing is a really fun project because you are sowing these seeds in the milk jugs, and then you're putting them out on your patio, and they have a top opening, so they get their moisture from when it rains or snows, and yet when the summer or spring starts to warm up, the sun will warm up the jug, the soil will warm up, and then the plants will know they can start to sprout.
Yeah.
And actually, the best part is that you don't have, if you start seeds on a windowsill, sometimes they get very leggy and they get not very sturdy.
Yeah.
These are sturdy because it's almost like growing them directly in the ground.
Yeah. Native plants are really great because they don't require a lot of work. They're drought tolerant. Most of all, they are beautiful and they support our native wildlife.
These are the plants that do best for our pollinators and for our aquifer because they help purify the water as with their roots. So it's all wonderful, and we want more pollinators, more birds, more bees, more butterflies.
Yeah, you don't need a lawn. You can have a lawn, but what's the point, right?
Well, the lawn can be a small section, and if you have kids to play on a lawn, you make it the size that they're playing on it. You don't need to have acres of lawn. Basically, what we recommend is keep shrinking the lawn and adding native plants and native shrubs around the edges so that we're creating kind of a pollinator pathway. And it doesn't have to be all of your yard, or even you don't have to get rid of everything on your yard.
Guys, it's 3 weeks into my winter sowing, and you see my backyard is completely frozen over from this winter storms that we've been getting over the past couple of days. I went to check on my jugs that I sowed, and they're looking pretty good despite the ice that's forming around them. This is a good thing though, because certain seeds need this cold climate process to germinate. I have about 6 milk jugs now that I am waiting until spring. If you live in the warmer states, you can also do some winter sowing. Your cold season, of course, will be shorter than mine. So if you do plan on doing it, I would suggest you start doing it now to get the full benefits of winter sowing your seeds. And while I was in the backyard, you know what? I decided to have some fun. We are expecting again more snow in the next couple of days. Yikes! Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel, The Determined Gardener. I cannot wait to see what comes out of these milk jugs. I'm very excited. This is the second season that I've winter sowed. Last season wasn't so successful, but this season, now that I got a little help from some experts from the native plant group, I am sure that this season I will see a whole heap of native plants in my garden. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your family and friends. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Stay rooted.